today we're going to be looking at translations. Translations is when a diagram is moved from one place to another. So we can either talk about what the mapping is to get from the original diagram to another diagram, or we can actually be doing the movement, reading the mapping. So when I'm talking about mapping, I'm saying what are the instructions? What do I need to do to get from the first picture to the second picture? So if I look at question 1, it says, for the given figures, describe the translation from A to B. So we're starting with A, and I want to get to B. So I am going to use the vertices. Now remember we said in geometry that vertices were the, hope you all said corners right then. So we're going to look at our little corners, and we are going to say how to move any one of these corners to the B position. So if I was going to be using, say, this corner, I'm going to call it Q, and this corner in this diagram is the same as this corner, and this is going to be my mapped one. So I'm going to put a little dash there to say it's not my original point, but it's where I'm going. So we need to say how far across I went and how far up I went. So in this one, to get from here, I just need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across and 1 up. So to get from A to B, I need to go 7 across, 1 up. We always say across first and then up. Always say across first and then up for translations. Now if I had to check, if I wasn't sure about that, and I'm saying, oh, what if it's different for each of them? Let's just have a look. If I called this P, this corner here P, and on B I'm going to label this P dash because that is the same corner but on the different diagram. Let's just check. If I go 7 across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 up. So again, it's 7 across and 1 up. So it is the same. So once you know what any one vertice needs to move to the translated point, that's basically, you would just take the whole diagram and you'd kind of like slide it across. Okay, so we go from the one point to the other point. Okay, so hopefully you can do B and C. Just remember, you're talking about where it's going from and to. So you need to think, if you're going from B to C, it's going to go that way. Okay, now the next one is where we are going to be moving a diagram 3 right and 4 down. Well, I will let you do the 3 right and 4 down. Let's move it 2 right and 5 down. Okay, so that's just 2 right and 5 down. So just so that you can still do the example that they've given. Okay, so I'm moving 2 right and 5 down. So pretend this is my example question. Okay, so I'm going to choose a vertex. So I'm going to choose that one over there. Let's call it P. And I am going to go to P dash, which is going to be 2 points, 2 blocks right and 5 blocks down. So I'm going to start here. 1, 2 right, 1, 2, and I'm going to move 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically I'm kind of shifting. It's almost like I'm putting my finger on it if it was a moving thing, and I'm going to move it down. So this back corner is now going to be over there. Now, if you're feeling confident, you can just draw the diagram, because we've already said that every point moved I just need to move the 1 and then I can draw the diagram. But you need to make sure that you draw the diagram exactly the same. You can't suddenly make it bigger. We're not doing enlargement at the moment. It needs to be exactly the same. So if you're not feeling confident, let's choose a different corner and do exactly the same thing again. So let's choose this corner here. And we're going to go again 2 to the right, 1, 2, and 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my Q dash is going to be there. So I know that this line is going to be just over there. Now I know it goes 2 across, and then it goes 1 up, and I can just draw it exactly like that. You can use a ruler, or if you're doing it on the OneNote, just do your best to do as straight a line as possible. I would expect you to be doing it in your books if we were in class, but right now I'm quite happy to have you just draw it freehand like that. Okay, let's just check that our points are all going correct. So I'm just going to make this over here. I'm going to have an X, and so we're going to right, 1, 2. What did that do? 1, 2, and then I'm moving 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, X dash. And you're happy? It's that top left-hand corner of the back to front T. So I'm quite happy that I have moved the whole thing down 2 blocks to the right and 5 down. Okay, so now what you can do is you can actually draw it, and you're going to go 3 to the right and 4 down. Remember, you just need to choose one diagram, and if you're confident you can just sketch it. Maybe do 2 just to make sure that you are getting those on track. And then we are going to be looking at the translations 2 one. I think it's called something else in the other one. I'm sure you can find that page. It's the 10 ticks maybe, or the AWS. Anyway, whatever it is, that's what it looks like. And you are just going to be doing exactly the same thing. Right 4 squares, up 6 squares for A. So let's go right 4. So we're going to start with the X. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to go up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my new point is there, and then I can just make sure that I sketch it exactly as it tells me how to. It's just down 2, across and up. Okay, that's what we're doing today.